Woohoo! US President Donald Trump suddenly cut funding for IPAC. That's the ferocious UK-based group specialising in the demonization of the Chinese. And, of course, it's the CIA-derived anti-China operation whose member, Wera Hobhouse, was just refused entry into Hong Kong. But now IPAC needs cash. This is a twist nobody expected, and I'm sure the entire Western mainstream media will immediately rush to not print this information. IPAC, funded from day one by the notorious CIA spin-off group known as the NED, is now begging for money for the first time. It put out a plea on its website saying that it had decided to open up to public support. Decided. Yeah, right. IPAC being short of cash is fantastic news for everyone who believes that the truth is important and that demonization is wrong in principle. The concept of human rights is too important for the CIA and its cutout groups to weaponize as a political tool against a business competitor, which is exactly what IPAC is doing. The Western mainstream media cannot print this story because it's so complicit in the scam, printing anti-China articles from IPAC people while hiding the NED funding. Why exactly is IPAC suddenly begging for cash now? Well, the move follows straight after President Donald Trump closed the money tap for numerous CIA-associated operations overseas, including US aid and divisions of the NED, which is the funder of IPAC and other groups. Now, this mass shutdown of several of America's overseas political interference bodies has hit numerous targets, including a number specifically aimed at pushing anti-Chinese narratives. Now, many of you will know that the initials NED stand for National Endowment for Democracy, but even some of its own membership seems oddly unaware that the group's operations are often the direct opposite of what it claims to stand for. Its leaders want to ensure that pro-Washington politicians are elected in every country, even if that means bypassing the actual democratic desires of the residents of such nations. The NED system is based on the successful manipulation by the CIA of the Italian election of 1948-49. The democratic majority of people in Italy at the time clearly wanted to vote for the socialists, so the CIA used a disinformation and demonization system to ensure that a Washington-friendly leader was elected instead. Early 1948, the US government noticed that a democratic election was scheduled in Italy for April the 18th. Citizens were expected to elect the Popular Democratic Front, a people-oriented party with roots in socialism. The US provided heavy funding to US-friendly groups in that country. "We had bags of money that we delivered to selected politicians," CIA operative F. Mark Wyatt later admitted. The CIA got journalists to print fake news that the Soviet Union was providing heavy funding to the Popular Democratic Front. Projection is when you take a series of immoral and or illegal actions and then get the media to assign those offences to the other side. When April 18th, the day of the election, came round, the Popular Democratic Front was defeated and a pro-US government installed.
Italy has cast her vote for freedom.
The CIA used this system for many years and then passed it on to the NED and the other groups it finances. After CIA bosses gave birth to the NED in 1983, its first solo operation was launched in 1984. A rather apt date for a creepy, globe-spanning tool to control the humanities mindset. Now, that was targeted at the Chinese, and it's been demonizing the hard-working Asian community ever since. The NED quickly got larger and busier. Intelligence historian William Bloom reported NED successfully manipulated elections in Nicaragua in 1990, Mongolia in 1996, and helped to overthrow democratically elected governments in Bulgaria in 1990 and Albania in 1991 and 1992. From 1990 onwards, the NED started setting up and funding so-called pro-democracy organisations in Hong Kong. These were designed to poison the minds of the local populace against mainland China, which was due to resume sovereignty over the city just 7 years later. Now, between 1994 and 2021, the NED spent at least 147 million Hong Kong dollars interfering in the city's politics. And that's in addition to other huge sums spread by US interference bodies in Hong Kong, such as Radio Free Asia, commissioned to hand out $2 million to anti-China activists during the 2019 riots. Former US intelligence agent Mark Simon alone distributed more than 100 million Hong Kong dollars before saying goodbye. By 2020, people around the world were becoming aware of the scale of global intervention by the United States, and many in Asia knew the truth about the NED. They knew it was an anti-democracy operation, and it was banned from various places, rightly so. So the NED then financed the setting up of IPAC, which would start in the UK and Japan and then spread around the world. This was in 2020. The idea was to make it look like the whole world hated the Chinese, not just the Americans. IPAC's director was Luke de Pulford, a British campaigner infamous for his hostility to China. Japan was instructed to join first, and then IPAC spread to a range of other countries. Now, the initial funders of the operation were the NED and a unit from George Soros. Since then, other names were added to the funding page. But the coincidental timing of Trump's withdrawal of cash for NED and IPAC's financial problems, well, that suggests that NED is still a key, or was still the key financer of the operation. Judging by IPAC's website, the group must have a pretty big secretariat for its demonization operations. So, it'll cost a lot of money to run that. As I said earlier, IPAC being short of cash is fantastic news for everyone who believes that the truth is important and that demonization is wrong in principle. Peace.